Hey guys, it's me, Sonia, back again with another video. And we are going to be talking about goal setting, how to prioritize goals, and how to make sure that we actually get these goals done, okay? But before I do all of that, let me introduce myself. Hey guys, my name is Sonia of Sonia W Coaching, where we help overwhelmed, multi-passionate women learn how to acknowledge, execute, and win their dreams. We are all about making dreams meet reality. And it's so key and so important to do. I think so much of us overachieving, just wanting to do everything under the sun, women, we have big dreams and big desires, but we don't actually see them hit reality, actually meet reality, because we don't do a couple of things. And I wanted to kind of talk about this, especially since we're coming up to the end of the year and we're starting to think about what we're gonna do. Matter of fact, we are almost, I think by the time this video drops, it's gonna be 2 days before the new year. This is major, but it's so important to learn how to actually make the goals, write the goals, prioritize them, and also make the plans to actually see them happen. So we're gonna walk through this real quick, okay? One of the main things that I find are an issue is that, first things first, we don't write good goals. We write, intentions. And intentions are well and good, but if they don't have a plan or something that gives us urgency, they're just going to be things that we think about and just be that'd be nice if we do it. But it'll be a wish. But a goal has time. It has time bounds. It is very clear. It's specific. It's something that can be measurable. You're able to measure what it is. And I talk about that on the channel, so you can check that out at any time. But one of the main things is that we have a good goal. And then the next thing is to actually prioritize those goals. Actually put those goals together and think about your whole life. What's going on in your life, and how can these goals fit in that life? Now, one of the key things that are even behind a goal is to have a life plan, to actually have a plan in which you put together where you want to see your life. And that helps you direct your goals, because it's not just creating a goal because that's a cool thing to do, but now those goals are actually connected to a life plan, connected to your dreams, right? So that's why I always talk about how it's so important to have a life plan. But within goals, you gotta be able to figure out which ones to do first, right? Two main things that you should think about when you're trying to prioritize goals. The first thing to think about is, what amongst all of my goals, if I were to just do one, which one of them would actually turn the tide for my life, right? Which one of them would actually turn everything around if I was able to do it? If I was able to accomplish that one thing, will it catapult me for the other things? If you got one of those, then that's the first one that you need to do. Then the second thing to do is to actually figure out, which ones are relevant for me in my life at this time? How does it all match up with the life that I already have planned, the life that I have? All of those things are really important. So it's not just making goals in a vacuum, but actually looking at your whole life. Do you plan to go on vacation right in the middle of when you want to execute one of your goals? Do you have this big hairy goal about getting out of a whole lot of debt, but you also want to buy a new car, and you also want to buy a house? You probably can't do all of those at the same time. So you got to figure out, which one of those is the most important thing. I'll give you a suggestion. Getting out of debt is probably the bigger thing when it comes to financial goals, but that's besides the point. But those are the key things to think about when you're trying to prioritize your goals. What's the one thing that's going to transform your whole life if you looked at all of your goals and was that's the one that's going to do it. That will be the one that will catalyze or catapult you to the next level. And then looking at all of your goals and figuring out how they work in your life as it is right now. Okay? And then finally, not only should you be prioritizing your goals, but you actually got to have a plan for your goals. It might be nice and cool to, you put it all together. It's specific, it's measurable, it's action oriented. It has, it's a little bit risky. It scares you a little bit. It's time bound. It's exciting. It excites you, and it's relevant. But you didn't do anything after that. You wrote it down. You never looked at it again. That goal probably is not going to get done. It was written well, but it's probably not going to get done. You need a plan. And I actually love this verse, and I'm going to read it. It's over here. And this is going to be kind of like the theme verse for the next year, for January. And it is Proverbs 16:9. And it says, "A man's mind plans his way, but the Lord directs his steps and makes them sure." Now, whenever I used to read this, I always used to think, oh yeah, God will make my steps sure. Like he'll put it all together. But I neglected the first half of the verse where it says that a man's mind plans his way. I forgot that I actually had to plan my way. So planning is so important. Plan to review your goal. Plan to see what the next step is for your goal. I talked about it in a previous video, but one of my desires and one of my goals for 2022 is to actually be able to run a 10-minute mile. So I've already started putting plans in place for what I'm gonna do. I got a treadmill. I've started kind of studying what I would need to do to strengthen my knee, because I know I injured it a few years ago, and it still kind of acts funny from now and again. Right, so I'm already putting together plans and writing them down on how I'm going to execute this goal. So it's not just writing the goal, it's not just prioritizing the goal, but it is also planning your next step. That's how you prioritize goals. That's how you set up a goal that you actually get done. And like I said in my past video, that you'll finally be able to say new year, new me, and mean it. Okay? So anyway, guys, I hope that was helpful. If you liked it, go ahead and like the video. If you got any questions, comment below. And what I would love from you is that you go ahead and subscribe. Subscribe so I know it's real. Y'all have an awesome day wherever you are.